Welcome everyone to Polar Painting and Gaming. Today I'm going to be covering a sort of recap for the Conquest Happy Hour that took place yesterday. So the main focus for this Happy Hour for Para-Bellum was their First Blood 2.0 system. If you guys are familiar with Para-Bellum, you know they have their Conquest tabletop army system that uses regiments. First Blood is a skirmish version, so smaller scale. Your figures aren't on stands. So they've been working on revamping this system because previously their thoughts were it was sort of a scaled down little brother to The Last Argument of Kings. Now they want it to be its own unique system that is separate from The Last Argument of Kings. It's not just the little brother anymore. It's its own, as they call it, its own fully fledged out adult sibling. What I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to be running through the points that stood out to me. This is not an exhaustive list of everything that they covered. This is just the major points that I personally noticed that stood out to me. So they've stated that the first demos will be taking place at Gen Con. It's when they're going to publicly reveal their new system for First Blood. The first point they talked about is it's going to be terrain dense. If you're familiar with Games Workshop and their kill team, very terrain dense, so it's going to be similar to that. The Last Argument of Kings really doesn't have a lot of what I would consider room for terrain. It's more sort of open field engagements. That's not to say there's no terrain in it. Consider this to be much denser than The Last Argument of Kings as far as terrain is concerned. In addition to that, they're working on producing their own terrain products. They didn't go into much detail about this, so we don't really know a timeline for their expected release, but they have said they are working on creating terrain products. Next thing that came up, there's going to be narrative campaign scenarios and packs with First Blood, so you can expect. So it'll be something similar to what I would probably consider like Necromunda, where you have your gang that progresses. I'm guessing it's something similar to that. They didn't expand greatly upon this point. So as far as the scale of the game, they're saying that the typical game is supposed to be about 60 minutes. So it's supposed to be reasonably quick. It will still be on a 4-foot by 4-foot table space. As far as the size of your army, they anticipate it will be between 20 to 25 miniatures at 800 points. So one of the major things was that characters are going to have a very heavy impact on the style or the theme of your army or warband. And because the characters have such a heavy impact on the style of your warband, there will only be one character per army. Additionally, they've said that all of your miniatures placement is going to be significant. When compared to The Last Argument of Kings, where you have stands, the placement is a bit more general in what it represents. It's sort of your regiment is here. With First Blood, it's more specific. Your figures have a higher impact on their placement as far as, you know, scoring, screening, any aura effects they might have, say if you have a banner or a leader who's giving out buffs. In addition to that, the troops' weapons are supposed to be more unique in their feel. For instance, a polearm will have greater reach as far as who your miniature can attack if he's equipped with a polearm. So he'll have greater range to engage with a figure. However, he's going to be in a disadvantage if, let's say, a figure with a sword engages him. Now with the announcement of First Blood 2.0, they are introducing a new starter pack. So this is a 2-player product, mostly meant for First Blood, but as with all their products, you can use them interchangeably between The Last Argument of Kings and First Blood. This starter set is going to feature Wardrun versus Old Dominion, and they have stated will cost $165. As far as the next version of the Army Builder for First Blood, they've projected that will become available on July 15th. One of the differences they've stated is that there will now be a deployment phase. So previously with First Blood and with The Last Argument of Kings, there is no deployment. Your troops just arrive on to the battlefield every turn. They've stated there will still be reinforcement, but there will also be an actual deployment for First Blood 2.0. As far as other products that they discussed, they said they are working on things like tokens and range tools. Again, like with the train, there's no projected timeline for this. It's just something that they're working on, and this will be for both systems, The Last Guardian of Kings and First Blood 2.0. At the end of the stream, they did answer some lore questions. I'm not going to get into that. That's not really the focus of this video, but if you are interested, the stream will be available for a little while longer. As far as the next happy hour, they stated that they're going to take the summer off, and the next happy hour will take place late September, early October, and they have stated there will be miniature teases with that one. Compared to this stream, there was no miniature teases. And that's the end of my highlight. So if you're familiar with First Blood in its current state, what are you hoping to see change or stay the same? Or if you're not familiar with First Blood specifically, but you are familiar with skirmish games, what are you hoping to see unique to First Blood when you compare it to other systems? So if you have an answer to one of these questions, feel free to drop it in the comments below. It would be interesting to see some discussion about this. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope that you guys found this video useful. If you couldn't tell, I mostly do videos about Conquest, but I also plan to do more hobbying videos and painting videos that aren't necessarily Conquest specific, but that is a main focus of my channel. All right guys, thanks. Catch you next time.